Lil Boosie is jamming to R. Kelly's new music, and he don't care how you feel. What's up, world? It's your boy Charles Brown back again, talking facts. All right, Lil Boosie, Boosie badass. Boosie rarely ever says anything that I either disagree with or find hilarious, hysterically funny, whether I agree with it or not. And I don't usually. Boosie's that dude in the hood where you just gonna laugh at what he say, right? I pretty much spend most of my time laughing at what Boosie says because it's hilarious. And not only is it funny, it is usually steeped in some deep old school truth. You got to understand with Boosie's old school, right? Boosie ain't even, I don't even think Boosie even 40 years old yet. He pushing 40, but I don't think Boosie's 40. And Boosie act like a 69-year-old Southern black man that's off a off of some hen or some gin, and he don't care what you think. He been working the same job for 40 years. He ain't going nowhere. He about to retire. He don't care about changing with the times. He don't care about none of this stuff that these young kids are doing. That's how he talk. He act like an old ass man. And I really don't think Boosie's even 40 years old. But his sensibilities, because he's been through so much, is like a person that don't care. He can't change who he is because this is who he been for his whole life. He's been in prison. He faced murder charges. He actually beat them charges. People tried to kill him. He's been through a whole bunch of stuff over the past couple years. And if your grit and determination gets you through all that, you're gonna really stop caring about what people got to say. If you're making thousands of dollars every year, doing what you want to do, you're living out your dreams, you're getting movies made, you're getting albums dropped, you making music with the most influential people in the game, and people still talking about you to this day, right? Boosie, most rappers that came out when Boosie came out, they out of here. You don't hear about these people no more. Boosie is an anomaly, to be honest with you. It's only about, I wouldn't even say 10 rappers from Boosie's era that has the I don't even think it's 10 that have the relevancy, which he's smart enough to go on Vlad TV and do these interviews, which keeps him extremely relevant. Because without those interviews, I don't know if we're talking about Boosie like that. He makes headlines 4 or 5 times a year, not only just with Vlad TV, he's using social media correctly. It ain't all about music. What he's doing is he's bringing eyeballs. And eyeballs is the biggest currency right now in social media and in business tech. And if you can bring eyeballs to your social media platform, the money's going to come. You see, he keep getting back on Instagram. They banning him. If they ain't want him, they really would. He wouldn't be able to get back on within 2 seconds. So he brings eyeballs to that thing, and they can fake ban him all they want. But at the end of the day, when you got all this traffic coming to your page, they just going to let you hang yourself for a while, right? They're going to let you bring all that traffic in, and then you do something a little too much, they're going to ban you. But it's a fake ban because he can go make another page. So at the end of the day, his currency is eyeballs. And what he's doing is he's using those eyeballs to further his brand and his actual career, because without people actually coming to the page to hear what he has to say and to see him go live and things like that, a lot of people don't use the medium right. You're supposed to go live and say what's going on in your life and do things. He does that. And his life just happens to be wild, right? He happens to be having naked girls in his house, just doing a lot of wild stuff. And what he did this time was went live while listening to a new surprise R. Kelly album. Now, I have not been fully explained to myself how a whole R. Kelly album could be dropped to streaming platforms while R. Kelly been in jail about 3 years, right? I don't know how that happened in the first place. Who's managing this music? Who mixed it down? Who chose the records? What name is it under? What company is it under? What are the features? What are the features? Who made the beats? I don't think R. Kelly made these beats. So where all this music came from? But I also have a more to say about the streaming services themselves by pulling it down. All right, but I want to read from this article and then I'm gonna have a conversation. It's from the Daily Reports, Entertainment News. Daily Report 71. Lil Boosie is never been shy about his report of R. Kelly. He has made it clear that he feels the R&B star is not the worst person in the world and still jams to his music whenever possible. So it makes sense that Boosie would be excited about the R. Kelly album that hit streaming platforms this morning. Boosie talks about a lot of things in his Vlad interviews, but one topic that always gets a big response is R. Kelly. He has defended the same singer numerous times, even claiming that he is better than Prince, Michael Jackson, and Stevie Wonder. Now you are bugging, Boosie. I said I don't agree with some stuff. I'm just going to disagree with that one. He said R. Kelly's the truth in 2020. He started a generation, which he did. R. Kelly did that. In a separate discussion earlier this year, he told Vlad he felt like R. Kelly got over-sentenced because he is black and has money. I can pull up over 10, 11, 13 cases where white people have taken advantage of people. White people ain't got months of probation. He was done dirty. You got people who harm people. He's correct, but he's not correct because R. Kelly, when you're doing stuff with kids, it's a different animal, right? He did stuff with kids and he got convicted of more than one. It wasn't just one crime. It was other stuff that he did. So it wasn't just he got the raw deal. R. Kelly, let's be clear, R. Kelly stupidly beat the first case and then brought more young people in that house. That's R. Kelly's problem, right? That's he thought he was untouchable. Let's be clear. We're not going to do that and rewrite it, make it like R. Kelly somehow was this innocent bystander and only did a little thing. No, R. Kelly, he had the video of when he was with that young girl, right? It was a tough case. He beat the case, and then he went back even doubled down and went more into what he was doing, bringing them girls in that house 2 and 3 at a time, won't let them leave. He did a lot of stuff to himself. And he still would have been getting away with it if it wasn't for that documentary. He would still be R. Kelly making music, and we wouldn't have no issues until that documentary came out, Surviving R. Kelly. So let's be clear, R. Kelly was doing whatever he wanted to do with these young girls and allegedly some young boys too. So let's be clear. We're not going to sit here and make it like Kelly got railroad. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of people who've done a lot of stuff, right? There are musicians that are on Spotify who have been accused and actually convicted of doing a lot of things that they ended up doing time or getting out or whatever the case may be. I don't feel like you can pull people's music down. Let me just be clear. I understand everything that R. Kelly, not everything, I don't know everything he did, but I understand he did a lot of harm to a lot of people. But I don't think you should be pulling his music down because that's a slippery slope, right? If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Elvis's wife was like 13 or something like that when he met her. I could be wrong. She could have been 14, 15. I don't know for sure. But I'm almost certain that Priscilla Presley, if that was her name, was a minor when he met her overseas when he was in the Army, if I'm not mistaken. And nobody's pulling Elvis' music down, right? I believe, what's my guy? The other white guy. I can't remember his name right now. I know this guy's name, and it sucks that I can't. Unchained Melody guy. I can't think of his name. I believe he had a teen wife, and for years there was no documentary on him. So he went for years with this teen wife, right? So we can go on and on about the people who have done this and that. You got murderers on Spotify. I don't know if YNW Melly music is still up there, but he in jail for murder right now. Is this mad people's music that has something sketchy attached to it? I don't think that the music correlates to what the person is doing in real life, right? I believe Marilyn Manson is accused by several women of grooming and sexually assaulting and beating up, imprisonment, right? I believe several women have come out against Marilyn Manson saying he is a demonic person in behind closed doors. They just haven't arrested him. That's what we were with R. Kelly before they arrested him. So I don't believe in pulling music down. right? You can say the person's a bad person, this, that, and the third, but the music, and this music ain't even about killing people or harming people. We got so many songs out here about shooting people in the face, shooting people in the head, and all this crazy stuff. Yeah, right? That music is up. I don't know what's more harmful about R. Kelly singing on the down low or something, or a dude talking about shooting at his ops and killing 4 people in the block and missing them and hitting somebody else and he still don't care, right? So we got to be really clear when we start pulling this music, right? We got to be really clear when we start pulling off these things. And that's what Boosie is saying in his own way. See, Boosie's not as articulate as some people, but he has a message either way. And what he's trying to say is R. Kelly made great music and we don't need to just disregard the music that he make. And I understand, I mean, I don't listen to R. Kelly's music, not because of anything. I just don't listen to it, right? But if it come on, if I'm at a party, I'm be like, oh, wow, we doing this, let's go. Play it, right? It's a great song. So I'm like, a lot of people want to erase things because of something that happened in the future. I disagree with that. I feel like that happened. That's like taking away all of OJ's records. He did them. He ran the record. He ran the ball. 1,000-yard season, 2,000-yard season. Only man to do it. He did it, bro. You can't erase it. That's why when he got out of jail for unrelated crime that wasn't murder, all his memorabilia was still selling like hotcakes. People come up and want to take pictures with OJ. People follow OJ on Twitter because the crime is separate from the man, right? What I'm trying to say is, if you did all these accolades, you can't take them away. I'm sorry. I wish you the best, but you can't remove them. It just doesn't work like that. So, end of the day, R. Kelly released this new album, right? What was the name of the album? I think it's called, I don't even know what the album called. Hold on, bro. It's got pulled. R. Kelly's album has been pulled from streaming platforms and declared a bootleg by his label. Oh, I didn't know that. The label declared it was a bootleg. An 18-minute version of the song has been available on YouTube for the last 4 years. So I don't know what, that's weird. So the label's saying that they didn't put it out, but somebody with him probably put that out and trying to make him some side money. They still got to pay him now. It's too late. This is the album, whatever streams it got, they got to pay that. Then they didn't expect him to take it down so quick, but they knew it was going to come down. Somebody close to him put that out. I'm just going to keep it a buck. You don't have that music. You don't have that music just laying around. Somebody close to him and got access to that studio, put that music out to get this man some money. That's what happened. He approved that album. Maybe the label did or didn't know, because they would have never put it out anyway, right? But somebody close to him put that album out. And they took it down within less than 24 hours. Now, the simple fact of the matter is, Boosie has the right to like anything he wants. And I feel like if you are getting mad at Boosie for liking an album, you need to check yourself. I guarantee you, if I go through some of your musical playlists, it's some questionable stuff on there as well, right? All I want to say is this before I get out of here. I think people are overreacting to everything in 2022. People are using everything as a jumping off point to jump off ledges, to jump off cliffs, because they're so mad. Oh my God, cancel him. Like, it's absolutely insane right now. And we got to bring back some humanity to this. And the humanity is, if I put on Bump and Grind at a party, it don't mean now I got to be canceled. I got to lose my entire career and I got to be thrown to the wolves for the rest of my life because I played an R. Kelly song. R. Kelly's from a different era. He's from the era that we're from. That music is going to always be with us. I'm sorry to tell you that. So the simple fact of the matter is, if you don't want to listen to R. Kelly for whatever reason, that's fine. I don't think you should shame somebody that still wants to hear it. You can say whatever you want about them playing it or not, but I don't believe we need to go and delete Boosie and delete everything he's ever done, take all his music down because he said R. Kelly has great music. Let me know what you think in the comments. CLBMG.com. Go hit that up. Every Wednesday we got Clash, the podcast. Me, TJ, Fliz, and Dante. We discuss everything in hip-hop and worldwide news. We go live for about 2 hours on my Facebook page. Check that out. Also, down in the comments, there's a link to all CLBMG merch. Make sure you support the channel. I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.
CLB.